Hey guys, we are back looking at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards. I'm Kira, and I have my friend Grave here with me. Grave, say hello to the wonderful people.
Hey again, everybody.
We are going to take a look at the Crunchyroll Anime Awards winners for the 2022 season. We're gonna just scroll down, take a look. I have a feeling we're gonna see a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen winners, a lot of Demon Slayer winners, a lot of Attack on Titan winners. But yeah, we'll just hope for the best. There's not anything that I'm like really crossing my fingers for hoping to win. I do hope that Antagonist gets a good fair share of things. This year's winners, Anime of the Year winner is... Okay, Attack on Titan final season, part 1. I think you actually voted for 86, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I definitely voted for Odd Taxi on this one. I'm honestly not surprised that Attack on Titan got this one. It is really big right now because it is the final season. And, you know, I hear it's really, really good. I'm a manga reader, so I haven't really dove into this part of the anime quite yet. So I'm honestly not surprised. I actually would rather it go to Attack on Titan over Jujutsu Kaisen because Jujutsu Kaisen got it last year, I believe.
Yes, I believe it was, actually.
And you voted for 86 in this category?
Yeah, I did. I really liked 86, and, like, once again, I don't like voting for continuations on Anime of the Year that much because I like seeing things that are new and actually, like, not really just pulling from previous years and stuff like that. So that one was the one I went with.
Yeah, I totally agree with that because, you know, Attack on Titan, even though the final season is like such a big and like new part of Attack on Titan, I feel like Attack on Titan, any of the seasons of Attack on Titan could have won like previous years had there been like Crunchyroll Anime Awards 2014 or 2013, whenever the first season came out. My second choice definitely would have been 86 personally, even though I went with Odd Taxi. Not surprised to see, you know, Sunny Boy not win, not surprised to see Ranking of Kings not win. But I think in the end, I'm just happy it didn't go to Jujutsu Kaisen. You know, I'm not, you know, I want to say that I'm not just sitting here bashing Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm really not. It's just the fact that it did win last year and won tons of awards last year, so it is nice to see something different take it, even if it is Attack on Titan.
Exactly, and like I said, that's kind of what I go into when I'm voting for these things, is like, I don't want to just see the same thing every year, time over time after time. It's like, it's nice to see something else get a little bit of recognition.
Yeah. I really was pulling for Odd Taxi. I really genuinely thought it had a chance. I would have been also very pleased though if 86 had won. Just fantastic anime. But hey, you know, I'll take it. I'll take the Attack on Titan. It makes total sense to me.
Yeah, like, it's not a really big surprise, to be honest.
All right, well, with that, we'll take a look at Best Animation. I don't remember the nominees for this one. Not really even sure what I voted for. But Best Animation winner is, okay, this is very, very obvious, not surprising at all, Demon Slayer Mugen Train Arc. Of course, with Ufotable, like, this is going to take the cake. The budget for this was absolutely huge, and I do think it kind of deserves for Best Animation, honestly.
Yeah, like, it is a little bit of a unique situation where it was, like, such a high budget thrown into it. So, I mean, honestly, it's... if anything else had won, it would have kind of been, like, out of place, to be honest.
Yeah, I would have been really surprised if, even if Jujutsu Kaisen had taken this, I would have been really surprised. I now remember that I personally voted for Wonder Egg Priority because I was actually really shocked, like, even though it's Cloverworks, and Cloverworks has done, like, amazing things in animation, I voted for Wonder Egg Priority because it actually, like, surprised me with its animation. And Mushoku Tensei, we talked about, like, Studio Bind, this is, like, their first work and everything,
Yeah.
and for it to be their very first work animation-wise, really, really great.
I had voted for Jobless Reincarnation because of the quality that Studio Bind put out for their first, like, actual anime and stuff, and like, it was really well done, and like, in an ideal situation, like, it would have been the Demon Slayer anime up against, like, the other contenders here, but since it was, you know, like, what it was, yeah, it just makes sense.
You know, it would have been so cool for Mushoku Tensei to win this one as, you know, this studio's first work. And, you know, it is an isekai series. We don't often get well-animated isekai series. Sometimes we get, like, these super low-budget isekai series. So it was really refreshing to watch Mushoku Tensei, and, like, it kind of restored my faith in that genre a little bit more. So a little bit sad to not see it win, but honestly, against Demon Slayer, there was no chance for any of these. Not even Jujutsu Kaisen, I think, had a chance against Demon Slayer. So best opening sequence goes to Boku no Senso, from Attack on Titan final season part 1. I think I actually voted for Odd Taxi here again because I really did like its opening scene. Maybe I voted for Tokyo Revengers. I think I just wanted to give Tokyo Revengers a vote because I was actually really surprised to not see Tokyo Revengers up for Anime of the Year, so I may have given it my vote. But, Attack on Titan winning it does not shock me at all. People seem to really just love every single Attack on Titan opening that comes out, and I do have to admit, even though I'm not an Attack on Titan anime watcher, per se, I do have to give Attack on Titan credit for having very memorable openings because I still hear the openings all the time. It's weird that I know the openings, know the songs without even watching the anime. They're just that good and that popular.
I will have to say, part of it had to go into the overall hype for the series because, it won Anime of the Year, so it's going to have more hype for its opening and, ending scenes, a lot of the others just off of that alone. But it isn't a bad one at all, so, once again, it's not really a surprise.
We still don't have any awards yet for Jujutsu Kaisen, which I'm pretty surprised about, but with its contender being Attack on Titan, that's a hard bridge to cross.
To be fair, any other year, it's you have to kind of ask if this wasn't the last season of Attack on Titan, would it have had as much traction as this one?
Yeah. Because I remember when Attack on Titan, season 2 came out, I remember people not being, as excited for it as they have been for this final season. I think it's just, with this final season, people have been able to finally catch up with Attack on Titan, and so everyone's on the same page watching the final season, and the hype behind that is just enough to take all of these, awards to where they need to be. So, yeah, definitely not surprised about Attack on Titan here.
It's kind of like you were saying, even if people haven't caught up with it, there's people that's watched sporadically over the years who are going to come back because it's the final season because they just want to see how it ends. So,
So best ending sequence winner. Okay, Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train arc. Okay, so with Lisa, of course, with Shirogane. This is also no surprise. Lisa is so huge. She's obviously very famous for doing a lot of Demon Slayer music in the last couple of years. I think you voted for So I'm a Spider, So What?
I did, just because it was the voice actor performing, and it was just so creative and fun, and it was a really good time to watch, so I had to go with it.
I gave it to Skate Infinity, just so that I could give a vote to something for Skate Infinity, because I think this was one of the only nominations that it got. Really surprised that Attack on Titan didn't take this over Demon Slayer. I think Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan, they are the two biggest anime out there right now. Whenever I'm on Twitter, everyone's just tweeting about Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer. So I'm just really thinking that any category that has Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer, I think one of them is going to take it at this point, just given how huge they are right now.
Yeah, and we kind of talk about this every year, that some of these categories just get dominated by certain series over and over again because of the way the categories are divided out and stuff like that, and how you can have repeat nominations in several categories.
And this is something that I noticed particularly about anime is when you have a monster of a series like Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan against smaller series like Shadow House and Spider, 9 times out of 10, the bigger one is going to take it. Whereas in the video game awards, sometimes you will have that upset where a smaller indie game that's maybe not as popular that's going up against a huge game like Legend of Zelda or an Elder Scrolls game. Sometimes upsets do happen in the video game world. I feel like in the anime world they don't happen as much. These two monsters of Demon Slayer and Attack on Titan are just way too big.
Yeah, and I was kind of thinking about this earlier. One thing that I would kind of like to see is I think I talked about last year having a larger category for each section so there can actually be a little bit more variety in the choices and not just multiple from the same anime. But I would kind of like to know who came in second and third place as well, just because then you can kind of see what the actual, okay, I realized this one was going to take it, but how well did the others do? Because who knows, maybe Spider or Shadow House actually came in second or third place, and it would be kind of surprising to see how well it contended against this monster of a series.
Well, I think we should move on to Best Boy and Best Girl. These are always very fun. So for Best Boy, I want to say I voted for Odd Taxi here too. But Best Boy winner, oh my god, really? Boji, Ranking of Kings, let's go. Okay, I'm very happy with that. If I remember correctly, I actually did vote for Otakawa, I think, over Boji. But I'm very happy with this.
I think I voted for Boji, actually. Like, it was either that or Horimiya, but I'm pretty sure I voted for Boji.
Well, congratulations. We've got a Ranking of Kings winner here. And, stacked it. I'm shocked. We have it stacked against two pretty popular Tokyo Revengers characters. That shocks me because Tokyo Revengers is very, very big, and people love any of the characters from Tokyo Revengers are just so big. I see merch everywhere of these guys all over Japan. I'm shocked that Boji won this, honestly, over Tokyo Revengers.
It's one of those rare occasions where just Adorable actually won out over the kind of badass character.
Yeah, no, for real. And I love it because Boji is such a fun character, and he's one of the most unique characters in anime. We haven't really, seen characters who, have to, speak with sign language or have, a disability in the way that he does. And so, this makes me so happy.
Seeing the development throughout the series for him really, built, a actual emotional attachment with him. So I can see why people really like him. And, I'm happy about this one. I really am.
It was one of those things where, last season I really thought that Ranking of Kings was going to go way under the radar, but man, I'm really happy that Ranking of Kings got a chance at the Crunchyroll Awards. So this is the first category where I'm just super happy about this one, even though it wasn't my vote. Oh, this was going to easily be my second choice.
It's not okay, this was obvious which way it was going to go. It was actually the first one. It's kind of a little bit of a, oh, neat.
Best Girl winner is, I knew it, Nobara Kugisaki for Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay, I actually really love Nobara a lot. As a character, I just love that she's from she's this country girl from Hokkaido, and she's getting her big break, so to speak, in Tokyo. So I really do like her as a character, so I get why she got voted for. I think I voted for Shoko Komi, actually, and I think my second choice was going to be Lena from 86. I think you voted Lena, right?
Yeah, I voted Lena. Hands down, she's still my favorite out of all the choices. She's a really cool character.
What do you think about Nobara winning it, though?
Overall, it's not a bad choice. Nobara is a neat character, and I don't mind her at all. I am kind of surprised that she beat Komi, though, to be honest. I figured it would probably be between Komi.
I think Komi, Lena, and Nobara, had the biggest chance. I mean, Toru Honda is obviously very popular, given that Fruits Basket is popular, but I think people don't watch Fruits Basket for Toru. They watch it for the other characters, honestly. So I guess I'm not too surprised that Toru didn't take this. But man, it would have been so cool if Lena had won. I think she is definitely one of the best girls from last year, hands down, easily. She was my second choice after Komi. But I can see why this goes to Nobara. I'm not mad that it goes to Nobara at all, actually. I mean, I do think she's probably one of the better Jujutsu Kaisen characters. Best score, we'll take a look here. Best score winner goes to Yuki Kajiura and Go Shiina from the Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba Mugen Train arc. I want to say that I actually voted for 86 in this because just the piano arrangements. I think we talked about this last time. The piano arrangements of 86 just go so well with the battles in it. What do you think about the winner?
Not super surprised. I like the music in it, and it was really well done, so it's not like it's a bad choice at all. Once again, it's just one of those, where I kind of wonder what would have come in second and third place, just because it's such an obvious one for this one, really.
Yeah, that's true. And it is one of those things where maybe people won't think about voting for what actually has the best music. They're going to vote for their favorite anime. My favorite anime on this list is Odd Taxi, but Odd Taxi, I don't remember really the music being as substantial as I remember 86 music's being. 86 I just remember completely basically for the music, right? So my vote is for 86 here. So it could have been a case where people just voted for Demon Slayer because they like Demon Slayer a lot. But I'm not going to deny Demon Slayer also has amazing music, so it's definitely a fair pick.
It's really good.
Let's go to Best director. This one I kind of struggle with. I think I remember. Oh my god, let's freaking go. Baku Kinoshita for Odd Taxi. I totally agree with this pick. Not even just because Odd Taxi was my favorite anime last season, but because from an episode to episode, like, writing standpoint, like, it is directed very well.
I think I agreed with you on that. Like, the way they did Odd Taxi was just so well done with the story and the twists, and just, it kept you going, and, like, the way they handled everything at the ending, like, it was just so perfect.
It went against Wonder Egg Priority, Jujutsu Kaisen, Attack on Titan, Megalobox, and Sunny Boy. So this is insane, actually. I cannot believe not only did it beat Jujutsu Kaisen, it beat Attack on Titan.
Whenever you get something like this that's like a lesser known series but just done that well, it kind of stands out from like a smaller aspect. Like, of course it's not going to probably win like anime of the year, but like people do pay attention to how it's handled sometimes.
It would be cool to see these tiered, as you said, because I wonder sometimes if Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, there could have been a split vote. And then, you know, maybe it made Odd Taxi win. And I'm not trying to downplay at all the directing for Odd Taxi. Obviously, it's my choice, but, you know, you have to consider when you have two big series on here, like Attack on Titan and Jujutsu Kaisen, was the vote split between the two? Like, if people were able to pick tiers, would the results have been different?
Overall, like, this one was just like, it's a good choice. Like, it's just like, it makes sense, and it's good.
Best character design. I remember this one being pretty juicy. So best character design winner goes to Tadashi Hiramatsu for Jujutsu Kaisen. And I do think Jujutsu Kaisen has a lot of really interesting character designs. Let's see what it went up against. Odd Taxi, Skate Infinity. I think I actually voted for Skate Infinity on this one. Which one did you vote for?
I think I voted for Odd Taxi, to be honest, because I love how they interpreted all the animal characters and everything.
Yeah, I did too. I think I just went with Skate Infinity to give it another vote because I felt like I was voting a lot for Odd Taxi. But not surprised to give it to Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, you know, I do actually really think the character designs for basically everyone are super interesting. So based on the popularity of Jujutsu Kaisen and the genuine fact that, yeah, the character designs are really cool and memorable, I can see why I took this.
And to be honest, I do really enjoy Toto's character, like, right there in the front. Like, his ability to everything is so hilarious. I just love how they designed him.
We're gonna move on to Best Protagonist.
Oh, and this was one of the ones that we had a little bit of, like, a odd thing about because it was Protag and Antag. One character was nominated for both, so
Yes.
It should be very interesting.
It was, and I think, you know what, it's probably gonna happen, and I'm scrolling down, and it's... Oh my god.
Oh.
Are you kidding me?
That was not expected.
No way. There's no way. Oh my god. I'm so happy. Otokawa, I think this actually was my vote given. Oh yeah, I've definitely voted for Otokawa. Wow. Okay, so yes, you had mentioned that Eren Yeager, he was nominated for both Protagonist and Antagonist, and maybe that honestly effed him over in the end.
It might have, honestly, because it probably just confused people.
You know, Otokawa even beat Yuji Itadori. That's actually surprising, too. I hate to say it, but I wonder if this was another case where the votes were split between... Because people who watch Jujutsu Kaisen also watch Attack on Titan. Like, it's, you know, same genre, you got the shonen, very, very similar fan bases. I think... So I also wouldn't be surprised if the vote was split. I also wouldn't be surprised if the vote was split with Boji, because Boji did win Best Boy, but maybe people voted for Boji for Best Boy and then Otokawa as Best Protagonist.
I think I'd voted for Yuji, possibly, but, like, honestly, I'm really glad Otokawa won. Like, this is really neat.
I know, I cannot believe it. Against... I would have thought that honestly Yuji Itadori would have taken this, and then Eren Yeager, and then Boji, and even like with Megalobox, even though it's like definitely not as popular as these other ones, I could have even seen Joe taking it over Otokawa.
Joe in this one was a little bit odd just because, like, he had a lot of kind of heavy character flaws in this season, so it kind of makes sense that he didn't win to me, but
Maybe that's how people felt about Eren Yeager as well.
That would make sense, honestly. And like you said, it could definitely be like a split vote thing this time, like maybe even between Yuji and Boji.
Right, and I'm not trying to at all downplay, Odd Taxi and these smaller shows, but it is fair to think about when you have two huge shows on here that that share the same genre and share very similar fan bases. The vote very well could have been split, which I'm okay with because we got Otakawa. All right, best antagonist. So this could actually go to Eren Yeager. I am not sure. I remember that I voted for Skate Infinity for best antagonist. So we'll actually see best antagonist winner. Okay, there it is. There it is. We kind of knew it. So I'm actually happy that this went in the way that it did. Now, man, I'm trying not to be spoiler with this because even though I don't watch it, I read it, so like, and I kind of know what is happening. This is still such a weird pick to me.
It was overall, it just had like conflicting feelings where he was like nominated for both, and like with the story, the way it was like playing out and stuff, like it gives you a lot of mixed feelings, to be honest.
Who did you vote for with this one?
I think I voted for Tokyo Revengers, if I'm not wrong.
I think you did, yeah.
Kisaki?
Yeah. We also talked about Akinda being on here, which I didn't think she did not stand a chance. Like, ReZero's huge, but...
No, and I said it last year and in the last video because she's been nominated twice now for Best Antagonist, and I'm like, she's not antagonistic enough.
Yeah.
Like, if anything, she's like a questionable support character that's probably not the best person in the world, but not really that antagonistic.
I just voted for Adam, which I didn't expect him to get it over some of these monsters. I'm actually surprised about Shigaraki. He's such a big antagonist in the anime and shonen world right now, but he didn't make the cut.
Once again, the final season thing might have actually helped Eren on this one, but it's not like really a bad choice, I guess. It's just it is a little bit confusing given like the overall story from beginning to end. If like you've been reading Attack on Titan for all these years.
All right, let's go into best fight scene. I remember you having quite some opinions about this. The best fight scene winner is Yuji Itadori versus Aoi Todo versus Hanami. I've not seen this because I have not been this far into Jujutsu Kaisen, but I know that you have.
I absolutely love Todo's ability Boogie Woogie, where he claps his hands and can like basically trade places with people.
I remember that I actually voted for the Naruto one because I have always had so much trust in the Naruto series to deliver awesome fights, and as you said, there was a lot of internet hype around this particular fight. Like, people actually getting back into Boruto because it was going to be about Naruto. Love that for him. Yeah, this one makes sense, though. I think Jujutsu Kaisen did get 2 nominations, so for it to not be split is kind of surprising.
Once again, Todo is just such a fun character, and like out of all these fights, like completely discounting like the series hype overall, like I just love the way that fight like played out the most.
All right, let's move on to best romance. This is our favorite genre. Holla. Whew, best romance. Can't even remember. I don't even want to think about it. I just want to look at it. I just can't. Okay, best romance, Horimiya. I think I had a lot to say about this when it was nominated. Let's scroll down. I remember now, I voted for Komi Can't Communicate, based solely on, like, even just the first couple episodes. Like, that first episode with the chalkboard scene, I just knew that this was going to be a really good romance. Horimiya is just, for me, not that different enough to where I would have voted for it, even though I enjoyed it.
I voted for Horimiya, I think, just because, like, overall, I just liked the way the story played out. It wasn't, like, anything super groundbreaking, like you said, but it was just a well-done, like, base romance series. So it's like, sometimes you don't have to reinvent the wheel to, like, make something that's enjoyable to watch. It just has to have a good quality to it.
And I have to remember that the Horimiya manga is fairly old. I think it came out, I want to say... still before 2010, I want to say that manga first started getting written. So it does kind of remind me of a mid-2000s, maybe early 2010s school romance, which is probably why we don't think it does anything special, but at the time when the manga came out, I'm sure it was doing like a lot for people.
Yeah, and like that's the thing is some of the source materials on these series are older, and like I mean you occasionally get like older series that are adapted into like really bad adaptations or like even prequels or sequels. Like I'm gonna bring it up. You got Shizuka and then Fuka, and then the anime for Fuka was terrible. So it's like you get like some different series that just aren't adapted well. So to see
Right.
one, even if it's a little older and not really that differentiating, done well is nice.
I'm pretty glad that Nagatoro didn't get it. I would have had words. Even though I enjoyed watching it in a way, I would have had words. I'd have been like, this is what you people consider a romance?
And I eventually got to give the Duke of Death and His Maid another try. Like I tried to get into it and I watched a little bit, but I still haven't given it a fair chance to be honest. So I need to eventually do that.
I haven't either, to be honest. Fruits Basket not winning it really is surprising too, for it being the final season. Like, it's just, Fruits Basket is not doing the same thing that Attack on Titan's final season is doing. Like, there's not as much hype behind it, unless I'm just like completely blind to Fruits Basket fans. So you know, didn't take it. I'm pretty cool with Horimiya. I think Horimiya would have been my second choice.
I mean, to be honest, you are right on that because like I haven't really heard much about the Fruit Basket like final season myself, and like normally when you get like these older series that come back after a while, like if it's going to be super popular, you hear about the hype pretty early on. Like, look at what happened with Yashahime when it first came out.
Yeah.
Like, there was a pretty good bubble of people talking about it. So, it's kind of odd that, like, Fruit Basket didn't really get that, seem like. But I do agree that I haven't really heard that much about it overall.
Yeah, let's move on to Best Drama. Best Drama is another one of our personal favorite genres. So, let's take a look. Best genre. Oh my god, let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. To Your Eternity, I totally agree with this pick. Like, there's not, you know, a best, like, adventure series, not, like, nomination or whatever, but To Your Eternity winning drama makes total sense. Is very dramatic. I am so good. I really thought that Fruits Basket was to take this. Oh, 86 is on here, though. That's what you voted for, right?
Yeah, I voted for 86 just because I love war drama.
I mean, to be fair, 86 would have been my second pick. Like, as much as I love Odd Taxi, yeah, it's drama. It is a drama. It's like a mystery drama in a way. But when I think of drama, I just straight up do think of To Your Eternity and 86 especially as a war drama.
Overall, like, I can't really make comparisons because, like I said, I haven't seen To Your Eternity yet, but, like, the pacing and the character and all that in 86 just made it like such a compelling one to keep along with, even like through like the harder scenes to watch.
We have not seen a win for 86 yet, and I'm hoping that we get that, because 86 was too good of a series, too well of an adaptation to not get something, so I'm gonna cross my fingers.
I don't think we've seen a win for Wonder Egg Priority either, have we?
Yeah, we haven't, which honestly in a way doesn't surprise me because I think people really didn't care for the ending that much. Let's move on to Best Action. Best Action winner. Okay, this is not surprising. Jujutsu Kaisen. That is like the epitome of action, am I right? But hey, it was against Attack on Titan and Demon Slayer.
I don't even remember what I voted for on this one, to be honest. I know it had to either be Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm pretty sure it would have either been Jujutsu Kaisen or Demon Slayer I voted for.
I think I voted for Wonder Egg Priority here, honestly. Just because I wanted to give it more of a chance, because I think at this point I wasn't sure if it was going to win anything. And I was like, I know Attack on Titan, Demon Slayer, and Jujutsu Kaisen are going to win something. So I think that's why I give it to Wonder Egg Priority. But this makes total sense. I mean, Jujutsu Kaisen is like, as I said, it's the epitome of action. Blah, blah, blah. It's an action show.
Seeing like what would have come in second and third here makes me question if people this year kind of voted more like we did, how it's like you don't want to vote all for the same series in every category. Maybe people this year were just like more varied in their choices.
Because I have noticed it's not just been like a clean sweep by any of these. Which is really interesting because in the past we've definitely seen the clean sweeps. Next category is Best Fantasy. Best Fantasy winner is, wow, that time I got reincarnated as a slime.
I'm pretty sure I did vote for Jobless Reincarnation on this one.
Yeah, you did. I think I did too. I think I may have passed on 2-Year Eternity here. So 2-Year Eternity did have another nomination here. I really cannot remember if I give it to. I think I did give it to Mushoku Tensei because I hadn't given anything to it yet. I think. So I think we both voted for the same thing.
I know the light novels are really well received for Slime too, but overall, I'll kind of stick with my guns on this one. I'll say I kind of still feel like Jobless Reincarnation deserved it a little more. Not to say that Slime is bad, because I absolutely love Slime, but in this case, I just kind of want to go with that one still. But like I said, it's not a surprising choice at all.
Well, it's kind of like we've already said, is that Mushoku Tensei, for me at least, kind of gave me faith in, I wouldn't say particularly the fantasy genre, but isekai as a genre. It's just so nice to see characters that I love, the suspense of Mushoku Tensei, which I love, and along with like Studio Bind's really good animation, just really restored my faith into isekai, and that's what I really, really love about Mushoku Tensei. So I personally think it should have gone to Mushoku Tensei over Reincarnated as a Slime, but well then, with that, we'll move on to Best Comedy. We love our comedies here. Komi Can't Communicate! I am happy with that!
I don't remember what I voted for at all.
Did you vote for Uramichi Oni-san?
It might have been because I just like the dry humor so much. I'm totally down for Comey because it was fun. Like, I enjoyed it.
Oh, man, I never saw Heaven's Design Team, unfortunately, and from what I've seen of it, I probably would have voted for it because it does look interesting. It does look like something I'd like, but unfortunately never watched it. Gonna have to do that. But yeah, I'm just happy that Komi Can't Communicate got something. I love the show. Also, another loss for Miss Nagatoro over here.
You really hate Nagatoro, don't you?
Yeah, it's not that I hate Nagatoro. I actually really do. I actually did end up really loving it, and I was pretty addicted to watching it, and I will be watching the second season the moment it comes out. Trust me. But, man, it's a weird watch. It's just a weird watch.
Fair. And honestly, the manga is getting, like, into the good parts right now, too. So the future seasons, I do feel like will be better than the current ones.
That's what I've heard, too, like, from manga readers of Nagatoro, is that, like, it does get much better. So, you know, I'm excited for that to be adapted into the anime, because I don't imagine myself really reading the manga at this time. But I'll be watching season 2 whenever that drops. Best film. I know what I voted for this. Okay, this we knew. We knew it was gonna be this. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie, Mugen Train. Of course, this was such just a huge film in Japan and in the United States, I'm sure. So I gave it to Belle because I just really love more Hosoda's stuff. I saw it in Japanese theaters, and its animation, its music, just everything about it. Absolutely loved. But we all knew that Demon Slayer was going to get this.
Like, out of all these, the only two I'd seen was the new Ava and Demon Slayer. So, I mean, given Demon Slayer was going to win either way.
Though I will say that I think a lot of Momura Hosoda fans are really, like, are just Belle fans in general, are going to lose their minds because people who are really into Belle are really into it. So I can see people being really upset over Belle. But honestly, like, if we're realistic here, as fantastic as Belle was, as fantastic as, like, maybe Evangelion was in these other movies, it was not going to hold a candle to Demon Slayer. It's just not.
Like, it's just very straightforward on that one.
Best voice actor performance in Japanese is Yuki Kaji for Eren Yeager. You know, I have only seen season 1 and 2 of Attack on Titan. I haven't seen the final season at all yet, just because I've decided to just switch to the manga. But yeah, this, you know, makes sense. I remember I did watch Attack on Titan when it came out in Japanese, and, you know, nothing really stood out to me, but I'm sure with the final season, things have really been kicked up several notches.
Honestly, I can't remember who I voted for on this one. It had to either be, like, Otakawa, Spider, one of those, so I'm not surprised by this one.
I think I gave it to Otakawa, even though it is, you know, Otakawa has a very, like, monotone voice. He still made it interesting, and it's like, Otakawa's voice I feel like I could just pick out in a crowd, even though it's not necessarily the most exciting voice. I mean, he's just a taxi driver in Tokyo, right? So I think I gave it to that, but it going to Eren Yeager, No surprises there. Let's move on to our last one, which is the voice actor performance in English, because obviously we did not watch any anime in any of these other languages. So, best voice actor performance in English goes to No Way! No Way!
Wow.
We have the Skate Infinity winner. Oh my god. So, I didn't watch Skate Infinity in English. I did watch it in Japanese. But now, I'm interested in watching it in English because I want to see how David Wald performs as Adam. And I do remember that I think I actually skipped voting in this because I didn't see any of these in English. I just watched them in Japanese. But wow, I'm surprised. Over Yuji Itadori, I am surprised.
He was the only one I knew the English voice for.
Wow, and over Laura Bailey as Toru Honda. Now that is surprising because I feel like a lot of people, for nostalgic purposes, would probably watch Fruits Basket remake like in English. So this is huge. This is very surprising.
I'm kind of curious myself now, to be honest, just like to see what was done with it.
I think that's it though. That is the last one overall. I mean, what do you think?
I would have liked to seen 86 recognized in some way because like it was a very well done series. But outside that, like overall there wasn't anything really that was super surprising or upsetting, more or less.
I am pretty shocked that Odd Taxi did take a couple wins, as well as Boji getting Best Boy. That made me really happy. Adam getting a voice actor win is pretty shocking too. And that is one of the things about a lot of these bigger series being in multiple categories, is that like it's actually competition. You don't just have Demon Slayer against like a bunch of these like less popular series. We had like Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan, and Jujutsu Kaisen kind of in the same category, and in some ways that kind of like was splitting votes in a way. Because I kind of have this theory that's like you have anime fans and you also have shonen fans, and not to like really separate the two, but like there are a select amount of people that only watch shonen. And not any other anime. So, I kind of get worried that you just have people like only just voting for the shonen series over the other series. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does. And it kind of goes into like what we talk about every year with this, like the categories like could be altered to make it a little bit more competitive. And I mean, there's always options that can be done different because it's been a pretty like standard like selection the last few years as far as the number and how they've been doing it. So
Well, and I'm also right there with you on 86. Like, dang, I mean, it's not every year we get a futuristic war drama like that. And the 86 anime has been adapted so well. Even though I haven't really read the light novels yet, I can just tell it's been adapted so well, because like I just want to read the light novels now. Like I'm actually like searching on Amazon now for like all of the light novels and seeing how many there are, because I fully am into the world of 86. Like I'm fully convinced it's like I want it on this. So it is sad to see 86 come out with nothing. Well, overall, I think this is pretty definitely better than last year, I would say. I mean, even though last year, like, we were holding on for Tonikaku Kawaii, and it like when it won like best couple, we like that was like the happiest Crunchyroll Anime Awards moment ever. But yeah, this has been pretty good, not bad at all.
yeah, like this year I feel like we were kind of holding out for Odd Taxi and it managed to take away like 2 awards. So I'm pretty happy about that, honestly.
It's fine when if it's a series that's popular that deserves it. Like Ufotable really just knocks it out of the park with the animation. I mean, I've seen the latest episode of Demon Slayer where like that everyone's freaking out about with the animation quality. Like it does deserve its awards, even though it's so popular. So I'm
None
really
of these were like really nominated just for hype. They all had their merit that was like valid. So I mean, it's not like in previous years where it's like, okay, this is just here for hype.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you have anything else you want to say before we cut out?
I mean, as much as I could go off my normal like sign out making fun of everyone's taste being objectively flawed, I think I'm just going to say this year, if you have the time, watch 86. It is definitely worth it. Like hands down, that's going to be my sign off this year. Watch 86 if you can. It's really good.
Watch 86, and I'm definitely going to purchase the light novels because I need more of it in my life. Anyways, that's it. I'm Kira, and this is Grave, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you're interested in more anime adventures and Japan vlogging, you can subscribe to the channel. There will be more. Thank you for watching, and let me know what you thought about the Crunchyroll Anime Awards this year, and did your pick get, well, picked? Did it get an award? Let me know down in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Bye!